Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes. Right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on because I got other people this also hot in these streets. I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. You know, I think and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But like, it's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head like hard, right? Like, there is no niceties with him. Like, at all. Like, you go clean off on him.
It's been a tough one. Bro, Congresswoman's sister, girl. Jasmine Crockett of Dallas. Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again on X at Green_Jericho. Instagram at JGTalk2. Make sure you like and subscribe. Get yourself some merch. So, yeah, it's been a rough 7 days for old Crockett. You saw in the beginning there, I did a video about it, her making fun of Governor Greg Abbott. She says, no, I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't talking about the Governor Abbott in the wheelchair. I was talking about a different Governor Abbott. So she did that. Then she made the comments about Ted Cruz that he needs to, it's okay to punch. He needs to be hit over the head, take off on him. Now, did she mean that literally? I don't think so. I don't think that she meant that she needs to start beating people up. But when you tell people over and over again that it's okay, when you dehumanize a group of people, Republicans are racist. They're Nazis. So they're evil. And evil, it can't be negotiated with. What did Kyle Reese say? It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. Evil, there's only one thing you do with evil. You don't sit down and talk to evil. You don't try to learn about evil. You don't try to see things from evil's perspective. Evil needs to be vanquished. Evil needs to be destroyed. So once you put people in the category of evil, some low brainwave, that if you hook their brain up to electrodes, it couldn't power an easy bake oven. You remember those little ovens that took 12 hours to make a bite-sized cake? They wouldn't have the brain waves to power that. They couldn't power a light bulb. And I mean a night light, like a turn signal light bulb. So when you have people like that and you're constantly dehumanizing people and saying they should be hit and things like that, well, that's exactly what they're going to do. Look what they're doing with the Teslas now. And I hope Pam Bondi does make that a domestic terrorism charge, because it is for political mean, for political gain, and for political reasons. But this is what happens when you have this kind of rhetoric. Somebody's going to act on it. And it gets a little bit worse because Jasmine Crockett decided to assault somebody. Now, you guys have seen tons of these videos where, for whatever reason, somebody has their phone and they're recording somebody, especially if it's a famous person. The famous person gets pissed off and they knock the phone out of their hand, right? What's the first thing you think? Lawsuit, right? That's assault. It's a lawsuit. That's assault. You cannot touch somebody. You cannot touch their property. And she did both. The guy who she assaulted says that when she hit his phone, she scratched his hand. Uh-oh, now there's a wound. Now we got to take pictures. Now I got to take picture next to a ruler so you can see how big the wound is. But you're not supposed to do that, Jasmine, because remember, you said you were a Christian. You said you were a real Christian, which begs the question, why are you running around cussing if you're a real Christian? Because all the real Christians I know don't use foul language. Or maybe she's one of these new Christians. And again, I've said this before, Jasmine Crockett is in her 40s. I thought she was young. Like the crazy, wild, dumb shit she says, I thought she was really young. I thought she was in her 20s. Shout out to her genetics. But she's like 41 or 42. Anyway, she thought it was a good idea. And the guy wasn't yelling at her. He was talking to her. She was talking to somebody else. He's trying to get her attention to ask her something, and he asked her to condemn, her call for violence on March 29th. And she doesn't like it. She's talking to some other guy about, and I'm not sure if the other guy is another representative, but he's talking about shoveling horse shit because his daughter has horses or something. She's having a conversation with this dude walking down the hall. And then she assaults this guy, knocks his phone out of her hand. You be the judge. And assault charges have been filed.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, well. Wait, Congresswoman Crockett.
But it sounds.
Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th. Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the time?
Uh-oh. You asked her if she would condemn violence, and she gave you some violence. You can't be doing that. You are a United States Congresswoman. You can't be doing that. You have to be above that. And again, it wasn't even that bad. The guy wasn't yelling and screaming. He wasn't calling her names. It's not like, it's a guy, Alex Stein, saying she was like a big booty Latina. Dude wasn't even crazy. Hey, Congressman Crockett, will you condemn this? Blah, blah, blah. And she knocks the phone out of dude's hand. I hope that he said to him, I wish we would have heard in the audio, he said, yes. Yes. I'm taking this to my lawyer, Bernstein, Goldblatt, and Silverberg. And they're going to take a look at this footage, and you'll be receiving some communication. Don't speak to me, Jasmine Crockett. Speak to my lawyer, because you're going to get sued. And that's the only thing these people understand. Will she be made to make some bullshit apology? I don't know. But that's definitely worthy of one. She should definitely have to go before Congress and apologize for what she did, for acting so unprofessional. And not just then, but with the comment she made earlier in the week. You can't be saying wild, fly off the handle shit like that. But this is what happens. They're like children. There's no fear of consequence. Why shouldn't she do this? She's a strong, powerful Black woman. Why shouldn't she say stuff like she said, punching Ted Cruz? You got to take off on him. Metaphorically, I'm sure, again. Governor Hot Wheels. Why is she allowed to say crazy shit like that? Cussing all the time and shit? Nobody pulled her aside and said, hey, home girl, you can't act like that. You got to pump your brakes. But it's the Wild Wild West over there in D.C., even though it's on the East Coast. Apparently, if you're a Democrat and you're a Democrat of color, you're a female Democrat of color. If you are a female Democrat of color who dines on clam, who eats poon, you're untouchable. You probably levitate above the ground. And you just levitate 6 inches off the ground. And as you glide to your office in the Capitol building, all other living creatures bow in your presence. Because you have so many layers of victimhood, they can't avert your gaze. You cannot gaze upon the visage of Representative Jasmine Crockett. This girl is crazy. What are you doing? What happened to these people? Why are they doing all this crazy shit? Representative Crockett, you cannot smack somebody's phone out of their hand because they are saying something you don't like. What do you call that? It's called being, damn it, no, that's not it. A grown-up. That's what it's called. Check your emotions, miss. What say you? What do you think of her latest comments and actions? Talk to me, Goose. Meet me in the comments. I think she's out of her mind. But, until they learn their lesson, she's going to keep running wild. And I don't think she's done. This is crazy. You can't do that. Assaulting somebody is absolutely ridiculous. And I got another video coming up of that for that fake ass blacktivist in Tennessee. He let his emotions get the best of him, and he shall not be questioned. Why? Because he's a person of color and he's pro-black. Oh, yes. But you know how we end these videos? Good Gun. It's a segment where I highlight a story that shows an American flexing their Second Amendment muscle and giving the bad guy exactly what he deserves. But you know how it goes. And this is a funny one, too. Listen to the store owner. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.
Yeah, Bill, this cleanup process has taken most of the day. At 4 o'clock, we showed you when they were cleaning up the shattered glass in the storefront window. Right now, they're getting ready to replace the door. Now, this is where this gun battle started last night. The owner tells me that 2 men, masked and armed, ran into the store. He says nothing like this has happened in his 20 years of business here.
He just come in, pop on the set.
Today, Mike Hammad is cleaning up a mess he did not want to have to be a part of. For 20 years, he kept a shotgun at his liquor store for protection. He says he never needed it until last night when 2 armed men barged into his store at closing time and ordered everyone to get on the ground, and they started firing.
He started shooting everywhere.
Mike says that he and another store employee fired back, bullets hitting the liquor bottles and windows.
Hurry up, grab the shotgun. And when he saw the shotgun, he ran away all the way to the store. And he jumped from the boxes, on the top of the boxes, and he keeps shooting. So I shot him.
Houston police say that one of the men died in the parking lot. Channel 2 reported this as breaking news last night as police searched for the second suspect. They ultimately found him in Baytown. 17-year-old Akavion McMillan is now charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. At the store, they're cleaning up the broken bottles and shattered glass, hopeful to reopen tomorrow.